Hello, people. It's your girl Florence. Of course, we're back again with some of those receipts that played out on X. Now, this is from a particular man known as a Nigerian farmer that cried out that his farmland was invaded and he caught the person and how tells us how the security and others responded, and then we're going to be seeing how Nigerians reacted to his ordeal because he's a perceived APC supporter. Let's go. This is from the Nigerian farmer, and he says, this guy has been the mastermind behind cows destroying my plantain farm and pond. I caught him and took him to the Amotekun office. The way they related to him and called his boss has given me the answer I needed. They asked the guy for his boss name before dialing his number from their phone. My morale died immediately. With no statement or anything, they told me to return him back to my farm to continue watching over the cows, that I should come back the second day. Omo, if you have the opportunity, leave this country, please do. Of course, with the picture of the guy even dey post for camera, the guy dey post for camera. ah And then he went on to make a follow-up tweet. I am currently looking for 300K to fence the farmland with galvanized net. Please help me. And then he went on to post, the picture of the farm. This same farm a few years ago, and now they have literally turned the place to a desert now. Please help me. I need 300K to fence the farm. Okay. And then he went on and on and on, and people started sending money, some 100K, some, different amount of money. But those that know how to keep receipts came after him. This is from Prince Tony, and he says, you know, get sense. Since you don't know what to do with your tormentor, okay, meaning he should have done something. And King Nick said, gosh, where you for look for way to pie the Olori Buruku. Oh. And then we truly care say Amoteku is a bunch of cowards. And then Milishade replies, And then someone went someone went to dig out his old tweet where he tweeted, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, aka Akambi, and quoting a particular tweet, share with us, if you had the chance to spend 1 hour with someone in history, who would that be? And he replied that he would love to spend his time with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Okay, and King Bright, came after him with that particular, tweet of his saying, Lo, you voted for him. We will all suffer together. And then he replied, K. And then Oluwadamilare says, enjoy the reward of your foolishness. Oponuomo. If I curse you, when they destroy and killed some farmers, you said this life means nothing. Yours means nothing to us. Fulani, whatever, quoting his old tweet. Okay, the guy said get bad mouth. And then Angry Nigeria says, next time, shoot a few of his cattle, otherwise he'll keep coming back. Share the dead from the game against amongst the community member. Do this a few times, he will stop coming. And then he replied, this is not possible that way. And then Henry Song says, this guy looks like he's pitying you. He's like, you don't know what you are doing, I swear. ah, she says, the way he posed for the camera tells you a lot. He's seen cheese. Okay? And then this one replies, you must see Shege and Wonders, quoting his old tweet. And he replied back, you are a fool. The guy get bad mouth. And then Noni says, Yoruba Star Chameleon, Nto, quoting his old tweet. Okay? And then Mr. Dami says, you are brainless. And then, with, of course, a meme saying Nto. And then he replied, you are crazy. The guy mouth too sharp. Ayo says, carry and go meet Akambi Omoale, quoting that same tweet. And then Ibokwe says, no, Tinubu is your brother and Muslim ticket is the goal, right? And he replied, I am not a Tinubu fan. Okay? And then Ojuku says, how will anyone know what's in this world if you cover it? Wonders, right? And then Digital Sniper says, stop coming here to bake half news and stop pushing a narrative without name, no evidence or anything. You are just baiting. And then he replies, okay. And then 21st Century says, no difference between them and their cows, okay. And then Iyanda says, that's what this administration has brought. But when we talk about it, they try to shut us up. Fulani is 5% of Nigerian population, but they wield so much power, and even politicians make deals with people's life cause they don't care. They just use tribal slogan when needed. Quite unfortunate. And then David says, this in post, okay. Omo says, Nigerians don't mind this idiot. He's an APC. He loves the Fulani than to see Peter Obi become president. Okay. Um, and he says, na Fulani go later kpai you for supporting evil. And then the Nigerian farmer replied, be calming down. Real says, there's something my uncle does to them when they encroach his farm. He makes sure he scatter the head so much as possible by making a loud noise with a pan. Once he's having difficulty in gathering the head, once they enter his farm, they start to avoid it. Okay? And then V says, people too dumb for dis Nigeria. I dey see the post wey dem dey post say you dey support Tinubu. Dey go tell me whether no be you comot Tinubu teeth you mean for the statement, okay? And then Kehinde says, something that you would have carried one small cow and tie the cow down. The oga would definitely request for it, then give him the bill of what it destroyed, okay? And then Ahmed says, you get luck, say dem no cut off your hands. That would have been the benefit of your foolishness for supporting Tinubu. And then Anne says, you want to leave this country for them to overrun everywhere. Which land will you come back to? We must fight for Biafra. And he replied, Biafra ke. Kano says, why taking him anywhere when he can easily and quietly be buried in that farm and his cows along him, okay? And then only Warren says, next time they will come for you. Keep supporting bad government in the name of tribe, open. And then Ori says, nothing lasts forever. An era is coming, but I pray it doesn't come. It will put an end to all this nonsense. English sef dey confuse me. Japa says, why are you now calling on Tinubu to do something like banning open grazing? Instead, you would rather beg to praise Tony for fencing, coward. And he says, no verse. Raise money. And then Distinguished said, no single remorse. See his what you will do eyes. English, some people English, una just dey confuse me on top this thing. Wonders, right? There were a lot of mean comments and Nigerians really went hard on him. Once Nigerians perceive that you are an APC supporter, no bring your woes home X. They go eat you raw. And that's how crazy this street has become. Nigerians have decided to go after those who stand with the APC government, irrespective of who you are or what you face. They rub it on your face that whatever you are suffering is a direct consequence of your action. In other words, election does have consequences, and karma is around the corner. In order to escape it, move on to the right side. Yeah? Stop supporting this evil government that doesn't care about you. Let's have your thoughts in the comment section. If na you catch Fulani for your farm, wetin you go do am? Let's have it rolling like it's hot in the comment section. See you around. Peace.